Watching guys like Clapper and Brennan get hyper-partisan and seeing the proof that maybe they actually spied on a campaign, like an official version of Watergate, not a burglary version, I want to tell you, this really makes me feel like I was naive and a little bit foolish, and that even these institutions that I loved from afar, they weren't as trustworthy as I thought they were. And I hate that disillusionment, Andrew.
Well, let me give you a different way to look at it, and you may be right, but maybe a different way. And that is that what you admired about them is the idea that they wouldn't do the things that we're seeing. And that when they're admirable and when they're doing the things they're supposed to do, this is the kind of thing we don't get. But what happened here, it increasingly appears, is that these guys forgot that their job was to serve the country, and they got confused about whether serving themselves was somehow conflated with serving the country. And I think that they came to regard, rather than them being the custodians of the security of the United States, they regarded an election, which is something they're supposed to protect, as instead a threat to the established order of the country, the established order of the country being them. So I think really what seems to have happened here is we had an incumbent government that chose sides. And I don't think we should be altogether shocked by it, because the 8-year legacy of the Obama administration was that it was the most politicized law enforcement arm of government and the most politicized intelligence community that we've ever had in the history of the United States. So if you take that legacy seriously, how surprised should we be that they were very political about the election and they put their thumb on the scale in favor of the Democratic candidate? And you know, frankly, when I look at this as a law enforcement person, I see two things. Number one, when you handled things the way they did as a counterintelligence investigation, which means it's basically a classified matter, what you often find is that agents take kind of wild chances and do heavy-handed things that they wouldn't do in a criminal investigation, because in a criminal investigation, everybody knows that your work is going to be checked at the end. Everything's going to be disclosed in connection with the prosecution, and we'll get to see exactly how they conducted the investigation. That doesn't happen in counterintelligence, and I think it gives them a kind of incentive to do heavy-handed things, and that's what we're seeing. Secondly, the overlay here, in addition to that, was everybody operated on the nearly 1,000% right dead certain conviction that Hillary Clinton was going to win the election, and that this would never, ever come to light. So I think with both of those incentives as the wind at their back, what we're seeing is, as we finally get to see what they actually did, that it looks like it's abuse of power.
That's an excerpt from my daily TV show, The Ezra Levant Show. Normally it's behind a paywall, but I thought you'd like this video, so we put it on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to watch the daily show every day, including always 2 interviews a day, and I read my hate mail, just click on this screen and become a premium member.